Hello, I am Quinny. Welcome to the channel. In this video today, guys, we are going to be going through episode 5 of Limited Chat. Okay, so in my last little kind of week or so since I last seen you, I've been kind of dipping and diving and doing some stuff, so I thought I'd make another little video and we'll have a little chat about it. We'll feature your comments from the last Limited Chat video again, as per. I kind of like that kind of vibe that we're giving out in these videos, so I'll keep that going. So at any point in the video, if you want to add your thoughts to the conversation of what's going on, you have anything to highlight, if I missed over something, do you want something explained in a bit more detail, or just what is your own 2 cents on the situation we're discussing, drop it in the comment section below and it will feature on the next video. As always, guys, if you've watched a few of these videos and you haven't already, subscribe to the channel already, and in the video itself, if you laugh, you learn, you like something, whatever, just smash that like button for me. It goes a long way to helping the channel grow, and you've got no idea how much that means to me. So without any further ado, guys, let's get stuck into it. Now, in the last video, guys, I was bemoaning not having a Sergio Aguero and thinking about getting a wee bit more actively involved with some marquee guys in the Champion Euro. Almost said Challenger there for some strange reason, but in the Champion Euro demographic of the limited cards. So the last couple of weeks, the last week, sorry, since the last video, I've been kind of sitting on the market, watching some stuff happen, and then out of nowhere, we got two things. I'll say out of nowhere. We got a new faces bunch of auctions, so there's a few cards in there that I am actively looking for at the moment. I've picked up one already, you maybe know who that is. And then after that, we had new season Inter Milan cards coming out, for which I have been very much in anticipation waiting for the whole Man City Legend Limited collection. So I went out and I picked up an Inter Milan Limited bundle. It cost me 0.19 in total, and it had a Kolarov and a Dzeko in it. So I was looking for bundles that had both of those guys in it, and then across all the packs that came out in the first wave that had two guys that I really wanted the most in, I found one that had Martinez in it, which is probably my apex Inter Milan card that I would like to have if I could have one, and a training goalkeeper which I could, I don't really care about, and Gagliardini, who's a wee rotational player. So I thought, do you know what? Because of the composition of this pack, or bundle, or whatever we want to call it, I think I can get it quite cheap. And a lot of the ones with Martinez in it were auctioning away at like a quarter of a coin to a third of a coin, depending on who else was in the pack, whether it was a Brozovic or a Skriniar or a De Vries or a Dumfries or a Handanovic or whatever. So to get Dzeko and Martinez in the same bundle for under 0.2, I was pretty chuffed with. Now the Dzeko and the Kolarov, they just go in along with the new face that I got, which was the man himself, Aguero. They just go in with that Man City legend little kind of stable I've got grown away. But what the Martinez does for me is it gives me my first marquee Champion Euro cards. Now, he's also under 23 for the remainder of this season, which is a lovely little fine detail. But Martinez is a card that I would love to get as a rare. But at point of recording, I am just not going to be spending the ETH on Lautaro Martinez at this point in time. When Inter Milan first joined the platform, almost a year ago now at this point, Lautaro Martinez and Romelu Lukaku were two of the guys I was really wanting in a big way, and I felt like I missed about 3 or 4 boats on them in different times gone by. So getting this guy's unlimited is a lovely facility, a lovely outlet for my football knowledge to get a Martinez into the stratosphere of the club in the D5. So hopefully, like I said in the last video, I can pick up a few of these guys, and I was talking about 3, 4, nothing too major. I'm not going to be going and getting a big goalkeeper, I don't think. Quite happy with my David Soraya and my Claudio Bravo. But that's my first little gem in there. So I think for 0.19, now bearing in mind, guys, I made some amazing sales over the last week as well. Like, you guys might remember, I had a Aissa Mande that I won in All-Star Division 2, or was it under 23 Division 2? I won a Aissa Mande, super rare. Someone traded him or bought him off me, look at my hair, off me for 0.1414 of an ether plus super rare Fabregas. And literally had sold the super rare Fabregas like the day before buying that bundle for 0.2. So I kind of won a Mandy, sold him for a kind of fair price, I guess, plus a card. I was trying to get 0.2 to 0.25 for him. And basically, with the proceeds of that, I've managed to go and pick up this bundle, which has been lovely, and a nice little kind of sideways move from a Fabregas, which is, you know, the only reason I would hold that, and I was quite happy to get it when that offer came in, is because it's a recognisable footballer. You know, he's a Premier League legend, World Cup winner, yada yada. So to convert that kind of collector card into a utility-based limited D5 pack, because in this game week coming up, guys, you might have, you'd have seen the live stream, the game week stream that we did yesterday. I've got Dzeko and Martinez going in up front together against Sheriff Tiraspol, so hopefully they bang out big, and that could be a real big upgrade for me in Champion Euro. On top of the Aguero coming in as well, so I've just got a lot. I feel like I've got the ability, or I've got the potential to have a lot more firepower in my D5s. I've also went out and picked up a couple of rookies here and there, like you know me, like I normally do, and otherwise we're kind of settled in. Now, what I'm noticing when I'm kind of checking in on the auctions, right, is, you know, there's seismic changes happening with the limiteds, you know. So the Martinez, for example, when I picked up that card, let's actually just search for Martinez. When I picked up that bundle, the cheapest one on the secondary market as a standalone card was 0.18. I think now they're down to about 0.16, 0.15 or so. And then I see guys on SoRare data bought, you know, on Twitter. It tells you about all the kind of the transactions of a certain amount that go through. It's on Twitter at SoRare bot. It's called, sorry. It's ran by SoRare data. And you see guys like Benzema going for 0.3, Depay going for like 0.5 or so, something like that. Yeah, 0.18. It's the cheapest one going there now. So, the kind of point I'm kind of dancing around to get to with this is within the limited section of the market, because like we are learning every day and every week about price points and demographics in this thing. The opportunity to profiteer in flipping limited cards takes a lot of attention and it takes a lot of diligence. I'm not there yet. I'm not ready to do that, and I probably won't. I'm not a big trader. You know, I do sell when it's right and I do buy when it's right, but I'm not like a 24/7 trading man. So with the Martinez is a card that I can quite happily wait for like the floor to lift on him, and then maybe sell later on. And then what ends up happening is that whole pack was free. I've got a little training goalkeeper, didn't cost me anything. I've got Dzeko and Kolarov, 2 legends in season. Got them for, you know, and if I get any churn out of the Martinez for like 5 months or 6 months or whatever, then cool, brilliant, you know. So that's the kind of thought pattern that's going into that at the moment. And the reason that kind of brings me to that is chatting to other guys that are very active in the limited market. It is quite hard to forecast and predict when a lot of these guys do move in price. Now, I had recently said in private in a chat with some guys, I was getting very tempted by a limited De Bruyne at 0.3, 0.35 or so. He was selling on the secondary market for in the international break when he had auctions on. Now he no longer has any limited auctions because Belgium, of course, don't play Premier League football. And as you can see here, the floor is lifted by the actual traders who want to sell the card. They've just all decided, right, there's no auction, so we can hack up the price and hopefully somebody pays it. Or you can have a bit of patience and you can wait for the international break to come, and they've still got another 1,000-ish limited De Bruynes to roll out, you know. So these types of cards are always the ones I'm more interested in spending what I call rare money on, is high level limiteds that I just can't afford the rare. I really can't. Like, I could go and splurge, is that the word? I really could. I could make it happen. I could make a rare De Bruyne happen. But at what cost, you know? So there's horses and courses, you know. Some guys at rare level I just wouldn't entertain. And there's some guys at, you know, limited level you won't entertain. But it's about finding the right ones for your club, for your identity. You know, like when you're building your club, the identity is going to become a really big part of it, because and what I mean when I say that is the cards you pick up are the cards that you like. You know, you like those players, you see the opportunity in the market, maybe a trading angle or a collector angle or whatever, but they build up your identity. And the ones that you can get a lot of enjoyment out of that fit your identity, that fit your club kind of ethos, they're always so much more fun to have. And you tend to be, in my experience, much more successful with those guys in SO5 than the flavour of the month, or everybody's picking this guy up now, or this guy seems to be the next hot thing. You're picking up guys off your own steam, off your own knowledge, off your own appetite, off your own taste for football. Those are the ones that tend to settle out the little best. And I'm very much enjoying, I said in the last video that Limiteds are giving me real SoRare deja vu from when I started my account. And since I said that, I keep getting these little flashbacks to when I did start. And I'm loving the parallels I can draw. I'm loving the fact I can almost trod the same path again in a different way. And I'm very much looking forward to it. So I've now got my marquee champion Euro forward, which is Lautaro Martinez. I've buffed out my Man City legends with the Dzeko, the Kolarov, and the Aguero, as you know. And I'm feeling, again, pretty good, man. I'm going into the midweek with some good teams going out. The weekend, I say with Limited, I don't really track too much in terms of like keep up to date with all the scores and who's started and all the rest. So I just like to look at the end of the game week, be a bit more passive with that angle of the game as well. Because I appreciate as well, most people that play this game will rely on content for information, whether it be all the amazing podcasts that are out there, whether it be John, So Far So Rare, Hybe and You'll Never Walk Alone, you know, the SoRare podcast, the Andrews, SoRare Andrews podcast, you know, the list goes on. Videos, Simply Alex, you know, there's so many amazing content avenues and channels out there, Patreon with Techers and Substack with Fantasy Gaffer, and there's so much out there. But people engage with that content primarily because they're not on the platform maybe as much as I have been or I am. So me being part-time, if you like, or me being passive with the limiteds, it helps keep me kind of sober, if that makes sense, to what the new user will be kind of coming into in terms of like the prices, because I don't pay them that much attention. I find it really hard to spend a lot of money on them. You know, like for example, I could probably quite easily in my heart of hearts spend the wallet I've got on a high power super rare that I'm really excited about, but I couldn't go and spend that money on 4 limiteds that I would be happy to have, you know. So and I think most people coming into this game are not going to have the ambition or the motivation on day one, on month one, on year one to really go hammer and tongs and try and make an SO5 name of themselves. You know, a lot of people will want to grind, hustle, get a nice win. Oh, I won that card. Oh, I managed to pull off a sneaky trade and slowly build up. You know, a lot of the success I've had in SO5, and I hear a lot of people talking about win percentages because you can check them out on SoRare data. Mine's is around 18%, which I think is pretty good. But the reason my win percentage is decent is because I've always made quality lineups. You know, always, you know, try, even my punty ones, I try and always make it have something where it's got a puncher's chance. And if I got a tier 3, if I got a tier 2, or if I managed to scrape something then brilliant, and I think with limiteds, again, a lot of people are going to want to just put out good teams. There's not going to be too many people that come in and just want to mash a team together real quickly. Random people they've never heard of from Japan and America and Korea and Brazil and Argentina and Belgium and Russia and Holland and Portugal and all these places, and put them together and throw them out. The majority, the mainstream user that we're kind of waiting to come, if you like, is going to want the household names, is going to want the top 5 leagues, is going to want the top 20 clubs to make their formations out of, and just kind of pick the team, set it up for the weekend. Did I win something? Did I not? So I say I like keeping in that kind of vibe. How have you found the limited section? Do you live and breathe it? Are you kind of like me, where you maybe been on SoRare for a while, you've got some rares, maybe you've even got some super rares, maybe you've even got some uniques as well, and you know, how do you approach limiteds? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd be very much interested to hear that from you guys. And here's your comments from the last one. First of all, we've got Bob Flynn. So I'm loving limiteds, mate. Recently sold my rare Berghaus and Coates to fund a squad, as grinding ETH was not enjoyable. Since then, I've hit 2 podiums with 1 win. Wow. The value I'm getting in rewards far surpasses the ETH grind. Plus now I own guys I like and enjoy following. Makes the game's experience much better for me. Cheers. Bob is a long follower of the channel. Bob's a good guy. I remember chatting to Bob in like clubhouses and spaces and stuff like that. So I know Bob has got his finger on the pulse when it comes to his club and his gallery. And it's great to hear a story like that, but he's going down a level into the limiteds and he's having much more fun with the game. He's able to utilise his knowledge a lot better and he's pulling off bigger wins, which, you know, great going, Bob. I'm really glad that you're, you know, the limiteds have served a great utility function for you so far. So fantastic. Moldy7890 is with us. Great episode, Quinny. Interested to see which direction you go in with these limiteds over the next few months. If you go get a few big hitters or not. Moldy, let me know. Is Lautaro Martinez a big enough hitter? Is Dzeko a big enough hitter? Harry DaCosta. Interesting watch, mate. I've only started within the last week. Gutted I hadn't heard about this sooner. Taking a lot from your videos, bro. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Welcome aboard, buddy. Harry DaCosta, thanks very much for the comment. Boojum, in theory, should they not be worth 1/10 of a rare given the supply? Now, in theory, Boojum, that is mathematically accurate. Now, what also comes into the picture for valuing limited, especially if you want to use the basic maths, is you also have to, what you're only thinking about then is the supply, but you've also then got to factor into it is the demand. So even though there's 10x more supply, doesn't necessarily mean that the demand will be an equal measure to that increase of supply. If anything, it might be more. So, example, if I sell burgers, right, and I've got one burger that's £50 and one burger that's £5, but the £50 burgers have been selling like hotcakes, but the £5 burger is shit and like nobody likes it. You know, it's just 4 burgers, it's crappy cheese, it's crappy buns, whatever. My customers might not be as excited about the £5 burger as they are the £50 burger. But what the £5 burger does is it opens the door to other people who were spending £5 on a burger and not really getting a good one, and they might think, oh, maybe that £5 burger is a little bit better. So what the £5 burger is, in this little analogy I've just made up as I'm talking to you, is before we had limiteds, shitty rares. So when you had shitty rares that were like 40 quid, 50 quid or whatever, if you can get let's say a 5 out of 10 standard limited card for the same amount of money, then that actually has more of a supply or more of a demand, I beg your pardon, than the shitty £5 burger rare. That makes sense. So it's a kind of, there's a pendulum kind of thing going on here. There's two forces in action when it comes to the pricing. It's not just the supply being 10 times as bigger, but it's the appetite, it's the demand for said product. If it's in different measure, then it's not going to be an exact 1/10 split. And I think we've seen already that in areas it is conversely the opposite, where, you know, the price of unlimited, we just looked at De Bruyne earlier in this video, for example, you know, he's about 1/5 on but the rares are listed as. What they're sold as, of course, is a completely different metric, but what they're listed as. And you'll find other guys that, you know, their rare goes for 0.1 and their limited goes for like 50 pence or $1 or whatever, because there's just no demand for those guys at limited level. So, Boojum, lovely question. Hope you like the answer. Bundesliga team could be FI favourites. That's a great idea for a theme for my limited. When the Bundesliga came out, I could just go get old guys that were good at Football Index. So guys like Kostic and Kramaric, and I like Nicholas Stark, so I might pick up a Nicholas Stark. And one or two other guys. So that could be a great idea, Mikey. I love it. Keep it coming. And hey, my recent frequent contributor to the channel. I think we can see all of our comment on screen pretty much. I noticed they have match ratings on my sofa score for African Cup of Nations, but not the qualifiers. So I think, hey, I think we were chatting about this on Twitter, but the World Cup qualifiers in Africa will be scored on SO5 from round 3, which I believe at point of recording is the next round of World Cup qualification and beyond. So we should get some more African action. And I was recently speaking about that in a video, and we've kind of all got our heads together and we've found the post and we've seen exactly what the details are. So that was great. Guys, get your comments in the comment section down below if you want to be featured in the next video. Add your thoughts to the conversation limiteds. Like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.
It's the